in this birth. The reason I'm asking a question is that my wife did this program when it came first time, and she said, "How did I marry you?"
So, how did I ever marry you? I think a lot of them are asking that question. So if somebody is asking that question, you must look at yourself, what's happening with you? Somebody is wondering after many years, how did I ever marry you? You really need to look at yourself. Not previous lives, this life, how you're living. So, if any of you, somebody wonders, how did I ever marry you? Don't think of previous lives, you have to see how you're living this life. It's very important. So, I think this is all Bombay Turkey's problem. Janam, janame, whatever. I think in the new movies it's all gone, isn't it? You grew up on 70s, 80s movies, so all janam business. See, all the young people on the new movies, they're no more janam business. They're all thinking of relationships, expiry date and… So if your pursuit for truth is guided by commercial cinema, then you're asking for trouble, you know. So, if the only way you can hold on to somebody is by believing for many lifetimes we've been stuck together, it's a horrible way to live together. No? No, I'm with you because I've been here for many lifetimes with you is a horrible way to be together, isn't it? I'm with you now because I want to be with you. This is a beautiful way to be with somebody, isn't it? I'm with you because you know, last 3 lifetimes. Don't create such horrors in your life, please. So you've been together for 3 lifetimes means it's time to part. No? People keep on coming to me, they put me through these works all the time. Sadguru, was I with you last lifetime? Whatever makes you think that if I had seen you in the last lifetime, I would ever come in front of you once again? What happened, I'm telling you, what happened yesterday is of no consequence. Now you're trying to create a consequence for what happened, might have happened, you do not even know what might have happened. Another life. This is like, you know, almost everybody talks about their school life or student life like this. Oh, they were the golden years of my life. We know what the golden years were. When you were there, you were tense, you were shit scared of your exams, you hated your teachers and you didn't want to go to school. They were the golden years. Now because they're over. Because you don't have to go to school anymore, they're golden. I think you'll feel that way about your marriage also after. If you feel that way after your marriage, after it is over, it's no good. If you feel that way when it's on, that's great, isn't it? After it's over, you feel, oh, it was so wonderful, but… that's no good. If you're feeling that way when it's on, that's great. So, don't waste your time digging into the past. I'm telling you, this damn memory is crippling you. It is not allowing you to use your mind as an instrument of penetration, as an instrument to open up dimensions of life. Now you you want to pick up the whole backlog that other people have forgotten, and that's the only way you can relate to your husband or wife. What a pathetic way to relate to people. Don't do that. See if you can find some value in the human being who's sitting in front of you for what he or she is now, not for what they were somewhere. The whole aspect of modern society today is, we don't value you for who your father was, we value you for who you are. In Mumbai, still your father is important. You have no bloody father, but you're valued for who you are. That's significant, isn't it? Oh, whose son are you, whose daughter are you? That's not important. Unfortunately, most people are still living in that. Who you are is important, isn't it? Yes, what you made out of yourself now is important. Who your father was is not important. That's the big shift we have made from feudalistic way of living to whatever we call as modern societies. Little chaotic we are, but it's quite a significant step, isn't it? Isn't it so? It's quite a significant step that nobody asks me who your father is, they're only looking at who I am. Isn't it a very big step? But if you came here 50 years ago or 100 years ago, nobody would look at your face and ask who you are, they would only ask who your father is. Yes? That's changed, significantly changed. If you ask who your father is, finished. Who you are is important. So, what were you in your previous life is worse than asking who your father is. What are you right now? That's what is most important, isn't it? What have you made out of your life right now? That is the most significant thing. So don't waste your time and life digging into something.
How does one handle expectations and rejections towards oneself?
Don't create the expectations, there'll be no rejections. It's like, I throw a stone up, Sadguru, I throw a stone up, why is it landing on my head? Well, that's how it works on this planet. If you don't want it to work like this, you must leave this atmosphere and throw the stone up, it just continues to travel straight up. This is how it works here. If you throw it up, it lands on your head. No? You are like somebody who plays solitaire, Yes, this is like playing solitaire. This is just because you're like a person who wants to drive on the Mumbai street without knowing anything about the vehicle that he drives. You don't know how to drive, but you got into a car or motorcycle and tried to do… Motorcycle won't cooperate at all, first moment you'll fall. Car is little easier, anybody can make it roll, because it's on four wheels. So if you drive, then you say, Sadguru, I'm driving, but there is so much fear, what to do? And people are dying on the street, what to do? Well, that's what will happen. So if you want to drive it, you spend some certain amount of time learning to drive before you hit the road, isn't it? This is also just like this. Before you start your life, you must spend some time learning something about this machine, isn't it? This body, this mind, how to use it, in what way it operates best. Shouldn't we spend some time? No, you just jump into life Unless I create expectations and I get dejected, obviously unrealistic, isn't it? So, oh, if I don't create expectations, maybe I won't do nothing. That's not true. Anyway, you're doing something, isn't it? Even the bees and the birds and the ants and the elephants are doing something, isn't it? Whatever they can do, aren't they doing? So that's all you can do also. Whatever you can do, you can do. What you cannot do, you cannot do. So we taught you Isha Yoga to remove all the other nonsense. You understand? If you can look upon everything around you the same way, everything that you can do, you'll do. What you cannot do, you'll not do. What's the problem? That's how the whole existence is functioning, isn't it so? If you ask this planet to spin backwards, can it do it? So even Mother Earth cannot do, so what's the big deal? You are just a piece. Isn't it so? The earth is spinning like this, if you say spin like this tomorrow morning, can it spin? No. So, what's the big deal? You can only do what you can do. So once you see this, your whole life will be focused on how to enhance your ability to do, not waste your time on silly expectations. Life will happen the way it happens, not because you desire. It happens because you're enabled in a certain way. Instead of enabling yourself, you're wasting your time in silly expectations of yourself. So, instead of spending your time building fancy expectations, spend your time to enable this one. What you're capable, that's all you will do, isn't it? Can you do something more? Can anybody do something more than what they're capable of? No. It is just that your capability can be stretched. Without stretching your ability to do, you're building expectations. It is just fundamentally wrong, isn't it? No? It's fundamentally wrong, isn't it so? Now I want to run 100 meters in 7 seconds. You shouldn't think of this. You should just work on your legs and your lungs and just run. Maybe, who knows, you'll run it in 6 seconds, who knows? Why are you worried about the time? You build your legs into as powerful a condition as you can build it and just run. Just for the simple joy of it. We don't know what will be the time. 21 minutes? So, don't waste your life in setting up expectations because these expectations are not even yours. You're looking at your neighbor and setting expectations for yourself. It's a very, very silly way of building your life because your expectations are not even yours, isn't it? I'm telling you, human mind is such. Let's say in Mumbai everybody had only one leg. You had actually two, but everybody has only one. They're all hopping around. You will also do that, though you have two. Because you're setting up your expectations, looking at people around you. So, there's no need for any expectations, just enable yourself. Whatever the situation allows, we'll do. Just, oh, this is all you have to do. Build your body and your mind in such a way that you can use it to the fullest capability. So whatever kind of situations arise in front of you, accordingly you act, not the fancy way you like. You know, right now, we have started a whole different form of education in Asia called Samskriti. They have no formal education. They're just learning yoga, classical music, classical dance, Sanskrit language, English language, and martial arts, nothing else. These kids know nothing, but you come and see them. absolutely like this, because we're just teaching them to use their body and their mind to the fullest capability. You will see by the time they're 18, they will be phenomenal creatures. Because your success in this world is just this. The physical world, the success is just this. How effectively can you use your physical body and your mind? That's all your success is. Is that so? That's all it is, isn't it? A little bit of knowledge you need, the damn knowledge is all on the net, you don't have to keep it in your head. It's all in the net. Unless you want to do some specific kind of activity for you want to build some knowledge, you can do that. But that also, I would say the whole education system, which is little over 20 years right now, can be compressed to 5 to 6 years if people are of a certain mental capability. And every human being, almost every human being except those who are impaired in some way, almost every human being is capable of this. If only you take off the silly expectations which are a crippling factor, because your expectation is if somebody is doing this, you want to do one step more, even if that's a crippled standard. You don't go about building expectations, you just work upon building your body and your mind to enable yourself that you can use it to the fullest extent. We don't know how you will use it. What you do in this world should be relevant to the situation in which you exist, isn't it? Action is always about the situation, not about you. If this one thing, if you get it, then there'll be no expectation. Simply you do what's needed. In a given situation, you simply do what's needed, that's all. If you're placed in Mumbai, you learn the stock market. If you're placed in Kanyakumari, you learn fishing. This also you do well, that's also you do well, that's all, wherever you are, that's all there is, isn't it?